Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our fourth episode, a Arts Club made in Saint-Tropez. For all of you who have seen our previous episodes, you will remember Jean Robert, the eternal gentleman of Saint-Tropez. For all of you who haven't seen it, click below. It's worth witnessing, the true icon of Saint-Tropez. But today, we shall be treated like kings, because we are at CEDRE, the place to be, where you will feel welcomed, you will feel within the family. I also prepare a very special treat today, especially for me, because for the first time now, we have artist versus artist. Woman talking to a woman, talking to a mother, talking to a friend. I present you a lady that on my canvas depicts the royal of all of my colors. She depicts raw amber for all of her simplicity, for being direct in transmission, for touching our hearts with her creations that have been witnessed and seen all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a pleasure, unique one, to present here with us today Laurence Jenkell. And more than that, we shall transmit the path all together from Jenkell to Jenk, an important one, you shall see. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for finally helping us discover the recipe behind those bonbons. As I mentioned just now, the very first time I have seen bonbons was 15 years ago at the gallery, when from 3 bonbons in front of me, suddenly I have seen them all around the world. And as we know, it's not only bonbons, it's painting, drawings, marble, bronze, plexi. But it is really all about the twist.
Yeah, sure, because that twist really comes from the candies themselves. And this is really something so important to me, because the twist is part of the candy, and also the twist means a lot. And now I developed the twist, trying to raise awareness about different topics like the consumption society, the environment, beaten women, all those kind of things. I think it's important that art might help people to think about deep topics. Lately, I made that beautiful artwork. This is a woman which is just, trying to avoid, she's just like this. And the twist is really on the body itself. So it's the twist of my candy. I put it on a woman. It's now at the Foundation of Women in Paris. That foundation is supported by the First Lady, Brigitte Macron. So it comes from the candy. The candy is really my topic forever. But now that I got a bit older and matured, I think it's important also I leave a message and try to make people think differently as well. Of course, I remember when we first met, that's about 15 years ago, and I would have never thought we would be sitting together in this beautiful place at the CEDRE restaurant in Saint-Tropez. And it's amazing. You just look so beautiful as ever. And your paintings, I've seen them so many times, traveling around the world. I saw the Mia paintings.
Thank you.
And it's
Thank
amazing
you,
because you've done so beautifully.
Thank you very much. I mean, Saint-Tropez, the beauty of Saint-Tropez is that it unites the whole world, but it also gives us opportunity to travel all around the world and to carry the message of Saint-Tropez around. I do sign as Una Saint-Tropez just to try and bring the sun wherever I go, although I paint faces, but I'm happy if you have found them somewhere else around the world, maybe sheikhs in Abu Dhabi or Doha, or everywhere else, of course.
London, of course.
London, and our famous Moscow with Kremlin, and my dearest collection of Rudolf Nureyev. Thank you for that. I'm very, very, very touched that you...
And even at the Rolls-Royce in Moscow, I remember, I saw one of yours there.
Yes,
amazing.
Yes. Ballerinas were dancing for Rudolf Nureyev, because true artists, I said to myself, true artists can never, ever die. We are delighted, evidently, to discover Laurence Jenkell, the artist, because today, I underline again, we're making this very important path from Jenkell to Jenk. But what is more divine and very important is to discover Laurence the mother, Laurence the woman, and Laurence the friend. And if you have time to be, shall we say, are you more social or are you more a solitude type?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'm not so much in solitude. I quite like, meeting and mixing with people, and I think it's so important. It brings me a lot as well, getting to know people around the world. So I'm quite sociable, I would say.
Jenkell is the name of, in essence, you're such a divine mother that you bring your family always to the forefront. So Jenkell would mean exactly what?
Well, it means a lot to me. I think it means the most important to me. So that means my two daughters, Jennifer and Kelly.
Which is so touching. So Jennifer and Kelly, such a transmission in the name of Jenkell. They're signed, they're present, they're with you everywhere.
Just like art, because art is all about transmission as well, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Art, you need to share it. And I guess this is how I became an artist, because I'm quite a generous person. And I think, I did create for myself, because I'm completely self-taught, and getting to get more and more artworks of mine at home, then you need to share it. You want to show it to people, and it's not for selling really, it's just for sharing, and just so that people get involved into your art, and you get to know them, and they get to appreciate, they get to think about what's going on. Mia, you're just an incredible woman. And, sometimes I feel I know you, and probably people think they know you as well, but I'm sure we don't, because you have so many mysterious things, that can feel that there's something.
Well, what many people don't know is that I'm a very big solitary. I love to be alone, to, retake everything, as you know, in our work, which I never call business, because it is our life, our art.
Passion.
We are very solicited. We meet many, many people. We are within the team that presents many people that mean a lot to us. But my time with myself is very precious to me. At the start of our story today, you mentioned the importance of yoga. For me, it is meditation and hypnosis. I often laugh saying I'm hypnotized most of the time, because I auto-hypnotize.
Really?
Very, very often. I heal
Really?
through auto-hypnosis. I do all sorts of things. It's very weird. And we are coming to one of my favorite questions. What is your link with Saint-Tropez?
I guess my link with Saint-Tropez is really deep inside my heart, because it brings me back so many memories. And each time I come back in Saint-Tropez, along the road, driving, I can, when I see the church, those colors, the yellow and the orange, it's so magnificent. I really love it. And the sea, the blue of the sea matching with those incredible colors, it's amazing. And each time I come back in Saint-Tropez, I have the same feeling, feel back home, which is not my home at all, but it's that sensation I have, really. What is the link with London?
London, externally a tough city, but for me it was my first home away from home. I would say London is the city that made me grow up the fastest possible way. I studied in London, and my first working steps were made there. So London is forever research and finding oneself over and over again. Apart from that, from meeting extraordinary people, that I thank them every day of my life. As you know, Richard.
Richard?
On all our certificates and every single clip, Richard is in London. So
you have to tell me about Richard, because who is Richard? Tell me.
Oh, la,
you keep on telling me.
Yeah. He will hate it. He's a very, very private person. And it's true that I get lots of, quite often they ask me the same question, because he's on certificates, he's on clips, at least a mention of this dedicas. Everything is dedicated to Richard. So Richard, please forgive me for talking about you yet again. Richard is a parent, it's an adopted parent that saved me over and over again throughout life, that showed me the path. And thanks to him, I advanced with lots of love in my heart when it was maybe toughest to have that love. Richard was there during the war in the country. Richard was there at the loss of my parents, etc., etc. We all grow up with some kind of tragedies that make us stronger. But Richard was love that I had throughout my life, to grow up properly and to live it today with a big smile. So evidently all that I do, I dedicate to one single name. I dedicate it to Richard, and it will be till my last breath. Here at CEDRE, they've done a magic. They have actually married Lebanese cuisine with a touch of Saint-Tropez, and I cannot wait to discover what is behind. Amongst all these colors and beautiful dishes, is there your favorite dish here?
For me, my favorite dishes is the gambas with the za'atar and arak. You have the original Lebanese tabbouleh. I love it. And you have the baba ganoush maybe. It's with the aubergine, smoked aubergine.
And everything is homemade, as we say. Everything is made here. Hummus, everything else.
Yes.
Let us witness the beauty of CEDRE in the heart of Saint-Tropez. Laurence, this was unforgettable lunch. What is your unforgettable moment in your biography of an artist?
Yes, I remember those unforgettable moments, when going to school with my kids, I was just some kind of teaching those little kids how to make art. And, they would bring me some beautiful things, like trésors, things they were having, in their little bags, just hiding like those little secrets. And we were making those incredible candies, with whatever, nothing really, some
whatever
kind
you had.
Pieces we had just there, and that was so magic. And you, what about your moments, incredible moments? You must have had quite a few also.
Yeah, I see this wonderful couple coming in, and they told me neat and clear, the only thing that interested them was the Christ collection. He wanted to know what was behind me whilst I was painting the Christ. We went to the depth that nobody has touched, not even my biggest collectors. Nobody has ever opened my heart in such a manner. For the first time, I gave my promise that I will never, ever reproduce this piece of art. The reflection of Madonna, the very first one I have ever painted, belongs to him.
Wow.
And we have created a spiritual link today that is unbreakable, and this is the moment for me to thank him for the bottom of my heart for the moments that were truly, truly, truly unique. He touched me, him and his family, and I'm ever so grateful that those paintings belong to him because they are in the right hands. Could I ask you, my dearest Laurence, that we make to each other a love note that will keep forever? Let us put in words what we have felt today, and let us keep it forever and a day. I said to Laurence Jenkell, on my canvas, I honor you with my royal color of raw amber to depict the tones of your natural beauty, simplicity, and direct transmission. I saw your bonbons flying from the gallery in the heart of Saint-Tropez to every corner of the world. Keep on moving, my dear Laurence. There's no way of stopping you.
No, I agree.
With love, Una Saint-Tropez.
That's a very deep meaning, but you're pretty right. So, I wrote, thank you so much, Mia, for these beautiful moments. I loved every minute of it. So great to meet you 15 years after, with all our own experiences and parcours. So much more to come, so much we shared today. Thanks, and all the very best to you, Mia.
Alors, my dearest, shall we cheer to this moment and tell me, have we done the right path from Jenkell to Jenk? Did we pass it well, my dear?
Well, we did it.
Surely we did it.
We did it.
Cheers to that, and thank you very much.